Isaiah, come here real quick, brother. Step just a little bit closer, my man. So right now we showing our people who they are in the Bible. You Hispanic? Hispanic and Navajo. Who is your father? No, I mean your earthly father.
I don't know.
You don't know him? No. Okay, but you do know that. What's your mom? No, I mean what nationality is it? Navajo. So more than likely your mom was your father was probably Hispanic or something. Okay. So probably like Issachar, like Mexican probably. Possibly Mexican, because it's like when you say Hispanic, a lot of people were conquered by the Spaniards. Because the only people that are referred to as Hispanics are those who were conquered by the Spaniards. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, more than likely you'll be from the tribe of Issachar or Manasseh or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's what we're out here doing. We're teaching the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who they are according to this Bible. You know what I mean? God only chose one people. He chose one people to be above everybody. The children of Israel. I'm going to show you in the Bible. So watch this. Because right here, this right here is the 12 tribes, right? This is a chart of the 12 tribes. Okay, so you're familiar with that. Okay, so those people make up the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Those are the people that were supposed to rule the earth. God gave it to them. Because I'm going to show you. Watch this.
Here you go. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So he's talking to Israel. That's who Moses was leading out of Egypt. The children of Israel. He said, the Lord chose you to be a holy people. Right? At that time, there was no term called Hispanic or Native American. And I'm going to show you the connection. It's a connection. Read.
The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people.
God said he chose you to be special. Right? And you're going to find out in this Bible that there is no equality. And watch, we're going to see. Read.
Unto himself, above all people.
You got to put something on that above.
Above all people.
So if there's a nation of people that are supposed to be put above all people, is that equality? Absolutely not. So God ain't got nothing to do with equality, because he's talking about the children of Israel, and he said that they are special and they are to be above all people. Okay? So now we're going to show you how we know, because the Bible tells us who Israel is. Okay? Go to Deuteronomy 28, and watch this. Don't worry about it. Listen to me, bro. He's been around here all morning. Watch this. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
The voice of the Lord thy God are the commandments that are in this Bible. The word of God. He said if we did not listen and hearken to the words of this Bible, what would happen? Read.
To observe all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So all these curses. So now we're going to deal with some curses. Go ahead and read 16. Read.
Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
So it says, cursed shalt thou be in the city. So is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? A curse is a bad thing. It said all these bad things are going to happen to us. Cursed shalt thou be in the city. When you walk up and down the street, who do you see? What nationality of people do you see? You see, but mainly blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Those are the ones who live in the hoods, who live in the ghettos. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Is that their choice, or is that what they can afford? That is a curse. That is a curse. You might see a couple trickles out here, white folk, but at the end of the day, most of them, they out here by choice. The people that the curses were brought upon are mainly the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's how we're going to find out, but watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 31. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes.
Okay, so Are you familiar with, because you said, what, Diné or Pueblo? Diné. Okay. So are you familiar with a lot of the atrocities that happened to the Diné? Give me something. Let's talk about something.
One of the biggest was the long walk.
The long walk. You in the spirit. Because that's what I want to talk about. Do you know, how much detail do you know about the long walk?
Much from the beginning to the end.
Okay, so you're familiar with what happened, because at first there was a place here that was pretty much, they referred to it as the Four Corners area. That was sacred land when it comes to the Diné.
4 mountains.
Right, the 4 mountains, and there was 4 rivers.
Why are you bringing up 4?
So the 4 mountains and the 4 rivers, that was sacred land. That's where you didn't want for nothing. No, like all the food that you needed was right there. Everything you needed was right there, and that was sacred to the Diné. So when the white man came over here, he wanted to remove you from that. You rebelled. You didn't just bow down to what he was saying.
Yeah.
You was like, no, we're gonna fight for it. But they came with one of the most wickedest white people that you can think of, and his name was Kit Carson, right?
That was
The General Carson. General Carlson is the one who chose him and told him, hey, we need to get these people out of here and drive them down to Rio Redondo. Rio Redondo, which is in Fort Summer, over there by like Arizona somewhere. Or no, it's actually New Mexico.
Right here.
So Fort Summer, I'm pointing in a different direction, but you know what I'm saying.
Sumner was New Mexico.
Exactly. So they took you out of there. So they took you out of there and took you, made your people walk 300 miles from the 4 mountains, 300 miles over to Rio Redondo. They took you over there to that place, and it was dry. It was barren. There was no rivers for you to grow your food. I mean, to fish from. You know what I mean? There was no water they said your crops, you couldn't grow crops or any of that.
The only thing we had was just coffee. We had coffee beans and coffee. That was it.
Right. So who can survive off of that? So what happened was Kit Carson, he came up with the scorched earth theory, right? So what that was is he was burning your villages, right? To make y'all leave, because y'all wouldn't leave. At first you wouldn't leave. So he started burning your villages and digging up your peach orchards and all of that. Cutting off your food supply. Eventually, you guys surrendered, right? So what was you know the name of your that ruler? Like the head chief of the rebels?
At that time, I don't
Okay, so his name was Manuelito. And they said that this was going to happen to you. I'm going to show you this in the Bible. Because a chief is pretty much a king, right? Watch this, 36.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee.
So the king that was set over the Diné was Manuelito, right? He was the chief. Manuelito. In that time when the long walk took place, Manuelito was ruling the natives, the Navajo. That's who was ruling. So the Bible says he was going to remove his king, read,
unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
So when they first came, y'all didn't know who they were. Y'all didn't know who they were. These people were strangers. You know what I mean? It just said it in the Bible. That you and your people would be taken, right? You and your king would be removed out of your land and taken over to another place to where this nation would overrun you, right? Read.
And there shalt thou serve other gods.
There you would serve other gods. They gave you Catholicism. Because I'm going to tell you something. In order to get out of there was a certain treaty that you had to sign, right? One of the conditions was that you were never able to bear arms again. You were never ever able to conduct raids again. You had to keep your kids under white education for at least 10 years, right? No ceremonies or none of that was allowed. Those were the conditions. So meaning, so in a nutshell, they said you have to deplete and forget about who you are in order to go back to the four corners, the four mountains. And they said you had to go over to Catholicism. So that's why, because when you look at the ones that do go to church, most of them are into Catholicism, right? The Catholic Church, right? That happened because those are the people that conquered you, they forced that on you. You know what I'm saying? They took your culture from you. Everything about you. They took it away from you.
150.
They took it away from you. All right.
How many they took away from us?
How many they took away from you? They took pretty much everything.
Oh, you know everything.
They took everything from you. That's why you dress the way you do. That's why you cut your hair. They took your culture from you. It's documented, not only in this Bible, but in other books that you can go and read about. The bottom line is that your people were not destroyed at first.
So what?
Until a nation that you did not know came and conquered you.
What?
There were different things that would happen to the sons of Jacob, right? That would happen in the latter days, right? So watch this. This is Gad. Read.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him.
What was the troop that overcame Gad? The Native Americans. Didn't a troop overcome you? The United States Cavalry. That's who overcame you. So it's telling you. So I know what they teach you in the church, as if the Israelites are like, don't even exist anymore. But that's not true, because this is another thing that happened when it came to the children of Israel. This is something that else would happen. Give me 68. What else?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Egypt. What happened to Egypt? What happened in Egypt? What was going on with Israel? They were in slavery, right? So that's what Egypt is basically meaning right here. He said you're going to go into Egypt again with ships. With ships. Not spaceships, because spaceships, airplane ships, they didn't come out to what, 1904 or something like that? I could be wrong, but it ain't talking about those type of ships. It's talking about ships like boats. Native Americans were put on slave ships just like the so-called African Americans. Absolutely. Columbus was piling y'all up in slave ships and taking you to Spain. Regardless of what your brother right here think he knows, it's documented in several books. Several books. So that's what it's saying. And what else will happen? Read on.
By the word that I spake unto thee, thou shalt sin no more again. And then ye shall be sold.
Were Native Americans sold? Absolutely. Who were they sold to?
Ye shall be sold unto your enemy.
See, because this right here, this is my Native American brother right here too. But he's from the Pueblo. He's a Pueblo native. But he understands that these curses fit him. We got another one. My brother back here, he's from the Pueblo. My brother back here, he's Judah. He's black. But guess what? He grew up on the Pueblo. And they understand that these curses fit the so-called Native Americans. You know what I mean? Because they understand what happened to you. So that's how it's connected to Gad. Or it's a habit. I know that your name is Gad, and you're not an Indian, you're not a Native American or any of that. You are from the tribe of Gad, bro. You know what I mean? Huh? Second Ezra 13. Watch this. I'm gonna show you how you ended up over here. Because true enough, your people found this area first. That's how Columbus knew to come and find you. He was reading this Bible. That's how he knew where to come and find y'all. Watch this. Read.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 40.
No. Give me 39. Read.
Verse 39. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him.
So Ezra is talking about a peaceable multitude that he saw, that he noticed. Guess what? One of the things that, guess how Columbus referred to you as when he first met you? No. When he was sending his journals back, he was saying there are some of the most intelligent, peaceable people that I've ever seen on the face of the planet. This Bible says that as well. We just read that. Read it again.
And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him.
A peaceable multitude. That was you. Read on.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king.
Now I gotta let the next teacher up, but there was a time back in the Kings, the day like in Kings, First Kings, it talks about a split that took place between the 12 tribes of Israel. There were 10 tribes that separated themselves from the rest of the tribes, right? And they left. First they went into captivity, but when they made it out of captivity, this is going to show you what happened. Read.
Whom Salmanettar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters. So they came into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they should leave the multitude of the heathen.
They was going to leave the multitude of the heathen, which is the other nations, read.
And go forth into a further country.
And go forth into a further country. That country is here, right here. Watch.
Where never mankind dwelt.
Before y'all got here, mankind didn't dwell here. They knew that. They said, we gonna find us another place. We're going to get away from the heathen, and we're going to find another country. And this is the country that y'all found. Read.
That they might there keep their statues, which they never kept in their own land.
So, right here are some of the statues that y'all kept. You see these brothers with fringes on? You see these brothers with the clothing and all that type of stuff? The dress code with the fringes? You notice we got on fringes too? You notice when you go to a gathering of nations, what do they have all over their garments? Fringes. That is a law that's in this Bible. Read.
They entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them.
The Most High guided you over here. The Most High God guided you over here. That's what the Bible says. Read.
And now it's still the flood till they came and passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
Took you a year and a half to come over here. Now don't think of just one boat. Boats, multitudes of boats came over here, man. Multitudes of them. Read.
And the same region is called Arsareth.
The name of this place ain't America. The name of this place is Arsareth.
Right.
Your people found it first.
Right.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom. What is the nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation